Hey, 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 and welcome to That's Just Lawanda. Take three. Anyway, on this week on That's Just Lawanda, I took the initiative yesterday that the following week, after the official Teachers Appreciation Week, I was gonna have my own educators, teachers appreciation week because I felt for years like teachers, we always get left out. We always get left out, and we get some flowers and stuff, but sometimes I feel like we just don't get the shout outs or the accolades as much because we are sharing it with Nurses Appreciation Week. And like I said, nurses, they are our heroes. They are our heroes, okay? However, educators are heroes too. And if you don't believe me, just go to youtube.com and type in teacher student fights, okay? And it's just going to load up like with just all these videos of students like bucking up to adults. They don't have respect for adults. And it's some crazy, crazy times that we're living in. They don't respect authority. So y'all saying we don't deserve capes and stuff. We don't deserve to be called a hero when we're in an environment that sometimes you don't know if somebody's going to try to fight you or just me talking about it is exhausting because I know me as a substitute teacher, when I'm in a classroom, like I will stop doing whatever I'm doing. Hey, what you doing behind me? Oh, Miss Young, I'm sharpening my pencil. Okay, well, first of all, you didn't ask to get for permission to get out of your seat to sharpen your pencil. And so, sit on back down, then ask me for permission. Then when they raise their hand and ask for permission the proper and correct way, yes, you may sharpen your pencil. However, you go around in the front so I can see you. You just got to be on edge, You don't know if somebody going to pick something up, plunk you on the head. I mean, that's just what educators, you got to make sure your back is covered at all times, okay? So for those who say, educators, they don't do anything. They whatever. Volunteer. All the schools are always looking for volunteers, okay? Volunteer. We will appreciate it. Volunteer. I don't think the last time I don't even remember when was the last time I saw a volunteer at the school. The last time I saw that, it was I was at a preschool and it was parents, and that was like maybe 20 years ago. Yeah, that was the last time I saw a volunteer at a school. Okay, so moving along. Okay, so I said I was going to feature an educator every day this week. So of course today I'm going to feature none other than my mom, Dr. Henrietta Young, and a lot of people don't even know she has her doctorate degree. They don't know because I brag about her and everything, but I'm bragging on my mom because she was I growing up as a kid. I've seen education through my mom. She used to take me up to Hughes Quinn when Hughes Quinn was open all the time. If she had to pick me up earlier, whatever the case may be, I saw her teaching and I saw her being passionate about it and things of that nature. So let's get into it. Why I am featuring my mother, okay? First of all, my mother grew up in the projects, west side of Chicago, okay? And she just had a goal of hers. She's, hey, I'm getting out of the projects. And back then, she's a baby boomer. So back then you either became an educator, a nurse, or a secretary if you were a woman. Those were just kind of like the three careers that you did. You either became a teacher, nurse, or a secretary. So my mother decided to go the educational route, and she went to Carbondale, Southern Illinois University at Carbondale, got her bachelor's degree. And then after that, it just started going. She just started going. uh, she went ahead, got a master's degree in leadership, academia, whatnot. Got her specialist degree. I think she got her specialist degree first, and then she went ahead and just got a master's. Then, I remember my mom raising my sister and I, and all she would talk about was, I want to retire as a superintendent. I want to retire as a superintendent. I want to retire as a superintendent, because the last 5 years of your pay is kind of like, is going to give you an idea of your retirement. And then if your last 5 years of retirement, of where you worked or how much you made, then you're gonna have a nice pension, nice retirement. And man, the educators the baby boomer educators, when I tell you, nice, just they had a plan where they would match their 401k plans. So it was nice. Moving fast forward, they took all of that away. So, yeah. So my mother earned her doctorate's degree when she was 59 years old, from St. Louis University, SLU. She graduated magna cum laude, and at 61 years old, she got her dream job of becoming a superintendent. And I was just like, man, Mom, I remember you've been talking about this for years and you never gave up. You did the work. And you got your dream job. You became a superintendent. And I just used to just loathe over female superintendents, because I just knew that I just had like so much respect for them, because I saw what my mom had to go through to get to that position. And that's typically a position for middle-aged white males. Anytime you see anything dealing with like six figures, yes, it's dealing with middle-aged white men. So the fact that my mom, amongst other Black female superintendents that I was able to know in my lifetime, I think is really dope. I think it's really, really, really dope. My mom started out as an aide. She was a substitute teacher, taught English, taught project speech, was a truancy coordinator, was an assistant principal, superintendent. Okay, that's so dope to me. But here's what's even more dope. My mom taught me about being humble. Like I said, nobody even knows she has a doctorate, an earned doctorate on top of that. And unless, I tell her or I brag about her. And she doesn't put it out there. My mom she's like a silent giant. You never know what she's doing. You just never know. But you hear about it and it's like, oh my God, she doing that. She just very humble. And that's what I'm learning. I'm still learning. I'm learning to be humble like that. So also, my mom still have students that remembers her, and they like, oh man, my mama, Miss Young, man, that was my favorite teacher. Da, 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 da. She ran into a former student, and he said, oh my God, you still look the same. I remember when you were pregnant with your daughter. And so we just assumed it was my youngest daughter. She was pregnant with my sister in 86. And he's like, no, 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 no. He said, no, He said this was back in 78. 78 is when my mom was pregnant with me. And he said, he was just pointing out, he said, you were classy. And he said, I remember you. You were one of my favorite teachers. Now that's a hero. When you can, that means she left an impression. And 47 years later, he still remembers that. That's why I wanted to highlight my mom, because my mom was and still is a phenomenal educator. My mom gets invited to be on all types of boards all the time. Like even to this day, she gets invited. She gets recommended to be on boards and stuff. That doesn't come from just being regular and ordinary. That comes from being extraordinary. And that's my mom. That's my mom. And I wanted to shout her out as one of the educators to shout out during this week. So I'm about to end it because my video is only supposed to be 10 minutes, no longer than that. So I apologize. It's like a mini talk show, speaking into existence. But anyway, y'all be cool. I will see you all tomorrow as I highlight another educator on That's Just Lawanda. All right. Bye.